It's finally here, the ultimate Baccarat algorithm spreadsheet using the Oscars grind. I've been working on this one for a while, testing it, and it is fantastic. I'm super excited to share it with you guys. The Oscars grind, as you all know, focuses on winning one unit at a time, whereas the Star 2.0 has 12 steps, and the goal with the Star would be to win back-to-back within the 12 steps in order to profit. If you don't win within the 12 steps, you bust the bankroll. Well, with the Oscars grind, there is no 12 steps. You can keep going, getting deeper into the grind until you win that one unit. Those are the differences. So as an example, if we were to play the I Am the Casino strategy, the Star 2.0 again has 12 steps. We're looking to bust those 12 steps. If we're betting against the friends, for the Oscars grind, you have to set your win goal and stop loss manually because you can keep going with the Oscars grind. One of the friends can go as deep as minus 1,000 units before they get to a +1. Okay, now a lot of people play the Oscars grind incorrectly. I'll show you what I mean. Let's take a look at friend number 1 as an example, always betting banker. So with the Oscars grind, we're betting one unit until a win. After a win, if we are not in profit, we will add a unit, making our next bet a 2-unit bet, and bet 2 units until another win, and then increase by 1 unit once again if we are not in profit, as long as the next bet that results in a win does not exceed a 1-unit profit. That is where most people make the mistake. So here we go. Let's say a bunch of players show up. And friend number 1 is minus $125 at the moment. That's minus 5 units because I'm using a $25 unit size. You can see that their bet stays the same until a win. So $25. Okay, let's say they get a win on the next hand and a banker shows up. Right? So they are now down minus $100 and they've added a unit to their next bet, which means they're betting 2 units until they get another win. All right, they're flat betting 2 units. Let's say player comes, they lose. And let's say banker hits, they win. You can see that they've added another unit to their last bet. 2 units goes to 3, $75, right? And once again, they will keep betting $75 until a win and then add a unit if necessary. Okay, so here's where people mess up. Right now, friend number 1 is down minus $100. That's 4 units, right? If we were to win the next bet of $75, that's 3 units, friend number 1 would be down minus $25, 1 unit, right? So would we increase to a 4-unit bet if we were to win the next hand? No. Why? Because if we win this next bet, we would be down $25. So if we increase to a 4-unit bet, $100, and we were to win that bet, we would be up $75, 3 units instead of 1. Remember, the Oscars grind aims to win 1 unit at a time. So the correct way would be, if we would win the next bet of $75, we're down $25. In order to win 1 unit, the next bet would have to be a $50 bet, not $100. Okay, so check it out. If a banker hits, you can see that we're down minus $25, and the spreadsheet calculates everything correctly. As you can see, we have a 2-unit bet for the next bet, which would result in a 1-unit win if banker hits, just like that. And we go back down to base bet of 1 unit. I hope that makes sense. Even though you don't really need to worry about the calculations because the spreadsheet does everything for you, I thought I'd still explain the correct way of playing the Oscars grind since most people make this mistake. Okay, let's quickly go through the spreadsheet and I'll discuss some of the changes compared to our other spreadsheet that uses the Star 2.0. So the 11 friends are the same, as you can see here. The next row up here also stays the same. It'll tell you what to bet for each friend in order for them to win the next hand. The next row above that, again, this is familiar to us. It is each friend's next bet amount, okay? And the row above that displays each friend's current profit. The one highlighted in bright yellow is the friend with the highest loss amount. The one highlighted in purple is the friend with the highest current profit amount. Let's look at the next row above that. It says highest profit for each friend. This will display each friend's highest profit so far for the shoe. Let's look at an easy example here. For the friend that's playing the threes, their current profit is $25. Their highest profit was $50. So at one point during this shoe, they were up 2 units, $50, and they are currently sitting at $25, which means they have lost 1 unit since their highest profit. Which brings us to our next row right up here, loss since high. Let's go back to the friend that's betting on the threes. Highest profit was $50. They are currently at $25, which means since they're high, they have lost $25. That's all that means, okay? Nice and easy. We'll be using these numbers for different strategies, and it's a nice visual to keep track of everything. Let's look at these 2 sections right over here. You may also be familiar with this if you have my other spreadsheet. This is for the I am the casino strategy. The first section here will take the highest profit section and display the friend or friends with the lowest amount. It'll also display what their next bet amount is and what they're betting on. So right now, technical issue, I just realized that this section here was not correct and I just reprogrammed it. It was comparing the first row right up here instead of the second row. So a small change there. So as I was saying, this section here will take a look at the highest profit and display the friend or friends with the lowest amount, what their next bet amount is, and what they're betting on. Right now, this is correct. It's showing NB. Why? Because friend number 4 and friend number 10 are tied with the lowest amount. They have not even made a 1 unit profit yet. So the reason why it's showing NB is because friend number 4 has a banker bet for their next bet, and player 10 will be betting on player. So this is a conflict of interest, which is why this is showing NB. The next section right over here will do the same thing, except it'll look at the current profit row and it'll show you the friend with the lowest current profit, what their next bet amount is, and what they're betting on. There is no conflict of interest here. You can see that friend number 5 has the lowest current profit, minus 175. It's showing that here. Their next bet is $75 on player, also showing here. Again, this is good for the I am the casino strategy. Now, as mentioned, there are multiple different ways you can use this spreadsheet, but today we'll be looking at the highest profit section and betting against the friends. So we'll be doing a I am the casino strategy with the Oscars grind. So with this row, highest profit, once each of the friends hit at least a 1 unit profit, this will light up green. Okay, so let's say the next hand is player. Okay, next hand banker. All right, so friend number 10 finally has made a 1 unit profit, and we are left with friend number 4. So once we do an online session, I'll be looking at the gray section here. And our next bet would be $50 against banker, since we're betting against the friends. So $50 on player. If we happen to win this bet, let's say player comes, we're going to set a win goal. And once we hit the win goal, we're going to restart or change shoes. If we happen to lose a bunch of bets, let's say banker hits and then player hits and then banker hits again, followed up by player. Okay, so friend number 4 has finally picked up their 1 unit win. If this happens and we are not in profit, we are at a loss, I'm going to keep going looking at this gray section, because now we're going to be betting against the friends going for a 2 unit win, since all of them have hit 1 unit so far. Right now, it's a conflict of interest. You can see friends 4 and 5, both with 1 unit wins. These are the lowest compared to the rest of the friends, and their next bets are different. Friend number 4 is betting on banker. Friend number 5 is betting on player. Let's say banker hits. Okay, friend number 4 has gone to 2 units. We are left with friend number 5. So if we are in the negative still, I'll keep going. My next bet would be $25 on player. And guys, since the Oscars grind is different from the Star 2.0, which has 12 steps, with the Oscars grind, the sky is the limit, which gives us more reason to set proper win goals and stop losses, because these amounts can get high, as you'll see when I'm playing a live session. So you want to get in and out depending on which strategy you're using. Alright, that pretty much covers everything for the Oscars grind Ultimate Baccarat algorithm spreadsheet. How about we go online and play the I Am the Casino strategy. Alright, here we go with the online session. Now I am going to lower my unit size to $10 units. Even though this account has the bankroll for $25 units, like I said, the bets do get high, so I highly recommend lowering your unit size, because eventually it will go way past the unit size anyway. Okay, so our starting balance is $3,930. Let's find a table and get started. Okay guys, we have this table here. Banker, 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 player. Again, I'll be looking at the gray section here. Right now it's showing NB. Okay, so we're just going to wait for something to pop up, and then we'll get started with our first bet. Our win goal, I'd like to say 2 to 3 units per shoe, but we'll see how it goes. I want to see how long the video gets. I'll kind of freestyle. All right, player wins. Okay, we have our first bet, $20 against player. So we're going to go 20 on bank here. All right, player wins. 30 on bank. The video is slightly choppy. I'm not sure why. My internet is fine. I hope that's not an issue for you guys. So again, I'm looking at the gray section. It's showing 30 for player for one of the friends, friend number 11. We are betting against them, which is why I have 30 on banker. You see the bets are already high. My unit size is $10, but I'm already placing a $30 bet. Okay, nice. We win that one. So another $30 bet on bank. So friend number 11 still trying to pick up that 1 unit. Natural 9, very nice. All right, we picked up a little over 3 units here. Balance is 3,967. Let's move on to another shoe. Nice and simple. I'm going to reset, look for another table. Okay, speed Baccarat 7. Player, player. Banker. So no bet at the moment. We're going to keep waiting here. Okay, we have a bet, $10 against bank. So we're going player. Okay, we lose that one. We have an NB, so we'll skip. Okay, $30 on a bank here. Two different friends with the same bet on player. And this section always takes the higher bet amount, which is friend number 4. Okay, very nice. Okay, we are up 2 units here. We have an NB. We're going to skip here. All right, we have $40 against bank. So we're going 40 on player. You can leave with the 2 unit profit, but I decided to continue for the video. It's fine. But if we win this, all right, we do win. Very nice. Now we will definitely change shoes. Okay, it's a 5 unit profit over 5 units. So 4,026. All right, it's going pretty well so far. Let's move on to the next shoe. I'm going to reset the spreadsheet. Okay, speed Baccarat 16. Player, banker, banker, player, banker. So I believe I missed a few bets, but that's okay. All right. Still a no bet. We're going to wait it out until something pops up. All right, $30 against player. Very important to lower your unit size. I'm starting out with a $30 bet. You see? It's a 3 unit bet. If we win, we're going to switch. All right, we lose. That's okay. $20 on banker here. The video feed is still choppy. I apologize for that, guys. I'm not sure what's going on. Like I said, my internet is fine. Okay, we pick up that win. No bet, so we're going to skip. Okay, $20 against player. So let's go bank. All right, we lose that one. Again, $20 on bank, so we'll just rebet. Feel free to test out both sections here if you guys pick up the spreadsheet. Highs profit versus current profit if you're playing the I Am the Casino strategy. And I'm sure you guys will come up with brilliant ways to use this spreadsheet. All right, so $20 on player here. Okay, rebet. 20 on player. Okay, we get lucky there. So 20 on banker this time. Very nice. 20 on player. We're up a little bit. Very nice. Player wins. And we pick up 3 units, a little less than 3 units. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the table. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. $4,054 in the balance. We started today's session with a balance of $3,930. So that is a profit of $124. This spreadsheet is amazing. I know when some people play the Oscars grind and they're on a losing streak and go on tilt, it's kind of hard to keep track of everything under stress, right? So this spreadsheet does all the calculations for you. You can see how simple it was. I'm just looking at the gray section here and placing the bets accordingly. Okay, so that was one of our strategies with this spreadsheet. I'm super excited to share the rest of the strategies in upcoming videos. And also, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All right, so there you have it. The ultimate Baccarat algorithm spreadsheet with the Oscars grind. pick it up on my website, mrrafael.com. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like, consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.